We are revisiting Joan Jetta now that she's back on the road. There was a video I did a while ago about her boost flutter issues and how we hadn't been able to solve that. I'm going to start diving back in, and I'm not going to take anything for granted. We are going to start with the N75 valve and test it according to the factory specs and see if there might be an issue with it. I want to make sure that it's actually plumbed properly. I'm not going to assume that it is actually even correctly plugged in here. So we're going to check things out with that. We're going to probably rebuild our little forged diverter valve as well, just to make sure it's working properly, and then we'll work our way around. Deep down inside there on the turbo itself, there's the wastegate actuator. They can go bad. This does have 242,000 miles on it, so let's see what we find out. But let's start with that N75 valve that controls the wastegate. Now this is not a difficult test to do. It doesn't require a whole lot other than a multimeter. Unplug the connector. We're going to check the resistance here, and it's supposed to be between 20 to 30 ohms. If it's different from that, then we've already found our problem. So we are at 27.6, 27, yeah, we're still within spec. It's within 20 to 30, so that passes that test. Now let's go and double check the hose diagrams to make sure that the three hoses that go to it are actually in the proper place. So I'm going to go to our wonderful e-manual online and double check it in there. What is e-manuals online? Well, let me tell you, it is an electronic version where you can go and look up all your stuff of this. This is like 5 pounds. And really, really thick, and thousands of pages. So yeah, that is way easier because I can just scroll and go to the things and find out what I need to find out. So yeah. Okay, and here we have the diagram that shows us where everything is supposed to run, and it gives us a description of where everything is supposed to go. So I can double check that our little valve right up here is actually plugged in the way it's supposed to be plugged in. So let's go double check it. So sure enough, it is hooked up properly. And so that's checking one thing off the list. Now there are other valves involved here. There's a recirculating valve, and that is kind of buried down underneath stuff, but we will need to test that and start working our way back through the system to see if there are any vacuum leaks, see if anything's just maybe coming apart under boost. So we'll have to start going through and double checking everything. I want to rule out the possibility that the line that goes from the N75 valve to the wastegate may have a leak in it. So what we're going to do is I am hooking up a pressure tester. I'm going to pump it up, and we'll see if it holds pressure. Now what it's been doing is the boost spikes to about 15 psi and then it drops to 5. So if this is the problem, if there is a leak in that vacuum pressure hose, then I expect that anything over 5 psi, we're going to hear it. It's going to drop pressure like crazy. If it holds pressure, then this is not the problem, and we keep searching. Got the pressure tester hooked up. And bring it up to 20 psi. And it is not fluttering. I do not hear any leaks. It's holding pretty steadily. So this is not the issue, but we've ruled it out. We will continue diagnosing. What is leaking? Is it that? Maybe. Is that really not working? Maybe. let's continue along and find out. So yeah, this is Brendan, aka Cliff Jumper. We're back. We're continuing with the Jetta. We're trying to figure out why we have this boost surge situation, and we're going to do a couple of things. We do have a working 1.8 turbo Jetta where everything works fine, so we're going to take the known working valve off of this motor and put it on that one, and then we're going to take the forged diverter valve. This is a 007, and we're going to rebuild it because I don't know if it's ever been rebuilt and it could be leaking. So let's take it apart and rule that out. So let's take this apart and rebuild it. See how loose it might be. Nope, not very loose. All right. Taking it apart's the first pain in the next stage, so I'll go grab a wrench and we'll get to it. All right, so do some cleaning in there. Couple of O-rings we gotta take out and replace. 3 O-rings, as a matter of fact. And this is the service kit for it. Here is the part number. They don't actually have it on their website, but if you have a forged 007, this is the rebuild kit for it. It comes with the new O-rings and lubrication and a new diaphragm, because these wear apparently, and it doesn't take very much wear for it to stop working correctly. Now this is the top O-ring. This is the hardest one to confuse with any others. We'll just lay that in its channel here. Interestingly enough, there we go. Okay, it should sit nicely. Good. Now we have these other 2 O-rings, which look near identical. They may actually be, but those replace these 2. So we got the older ones here that are all grungy, and our new ones. And oh, you want to pop out. All right, I'm gonna keep you there till you're ready. Get them laid in their channels. There we go. We've got the special lubricant. So yeah, I'll just take some of that, put it on the O-rings. Okay. Make sure that goes in nice and straight. There we go. And now the top O-ring and go back in place. And I want to make sure I keep that upright while I get this cap in where it needs to go. So this is going to be oriented this way, and I need my vacuum hose to go out the front this way. That's how that's going to sit. Before I hog that down with Kung Fu Voodoo Monkey Death Grip. So it's going to sit like that, and actually want just a little bit of an angle as that sits. That should be good. No, we are absolutely not good, because I forgot to put the spring back in. Those of you who are watching with eagle eyes, yeah, that's kind of a big oversight. So this, very important. It will not work without that. There we go. All right, now I should be able to tighten this. There we go. Now it should be good to go. I just realized I didn't have that pointed the right direction, so anyway, that's back. Let's see what we have here. Oh, this is a revision C. So this is really a very old diverter valve on here. It's probably the original one from 2001. Yeah, let's go ahead and put in the new one. By the way, from experience with other cars, do not cheap out on these. Do not buy the Amazon Chinese cheapos. They don't work great. This is an OEM Revision F, even though it didn't stamp it correctly on there. I know from the paperwork what it is. So, brand new and should do better. So let's see how it does.
Five minutes later.
Okay, let's see here. Moment of truth. Let's see if the diverter valve fixed it. And give it a little boost. Oh, it's holding. It is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. No fluttering. All right, so the diverter valve was indeed faulty, even though it passed the tests before. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that makes me very happy because we've been working on this for a while, and we went down the wild goose chase trail of trying to figure out what else could be wrong other than the diverter valve, because the diverter valve tested good under the factory repair manual test procedures. But we ran into the problem that it was not actually functioning properly when it was in use. So switching it out for another diverter valve did solve our problem. Hooray. I'm very happy with that and happy to put this problem to bed. That also means that I can take it out of stock program mode and put it into the performance mode, because this does have GIAC software and it's tuned for slightly higher boost. So I'm going to go bust out the flash loader, switch it to the other program, and see how it does. I'll report back in a few minutes. For those of you not familiar with a flash loader, this is a device that plugs into your OBD2 port, and it allows you to switch between different software programs that GIAC has made. So when I fire this up, it should be showing the stock program, if everything is working correctly here. So I hit read. Stock pump gas. Yeah. So now I actually want to put it on pump. That's the performance-y program. So let's hit that, and now it has switched. Now it's on the 91 octane pump gas program, and let's go drive and see how she does. Wow, we're definitely seeing a lot more boost. Oh my. All right, well, yeah, that's a thing. Now that is how a 1.8T is supposed to work. Woohoo! All right, let's maybe not go into the settings then. We're gonna go on a country road and try this out. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, it's behaving properly. Yay. That is pulling nice and strong like a 1.8 turbo ought to. So that's a marked improvement. Everything is actually working. Lots of boost, and it's holding consistently. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm going to declare this mischief managed. Oh, so nice to have it working after a very long time of sorting through this bug. So thank you for tuning in. Now I do have something useful to add to our community, and that is the N75 diverter valve. Even when you test it under the factory repair manual procedures, it can still be bad. It can still be bad even though it tests as being good. Point being, we just replaced ours with a new one and everything is working fine now. So we've been driving with this weird condition for a while and without needing to, and now it's driving perfectly. And I can enjoy the increased efficiency and power of the GIAC software that we have in here running the pump gas program. Or what I'm probably going to do, since my daughter's going to be learning to drive on this car, or I should say she's actively learning to drive stick on this car, I'm going to put it back to the stock program while she's learning to drive, and then we'll bump it up to the high program, the high power program later, after she's got confidence and mastery of driving with a manual transmission. I don't want her to be going too crazy while she's just learning stick. But thank you for tuning in. If you found this useful or helpful, please hit like and subscribe on the channel. I'm just a one-man show, and it really helps out. Every subscription, every like really helps. If you feel so motivated, go ahead and share it with your other Mk4 friends and let them know, oh yeah, that whole N75 thing, even if you think it's good, it might not be. Maybe it'll help them out. They're having this weird boost issue that we were having with the boost fluttering. So happy to have finally solved that. And well, tune in next time. We've always got lots and lots of work we are doing on the channel, and happy to share. So God bless you. Let me know what project you're working on in the comments, and we will see you again. Bye-bye.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to say goodbye. We'll be back.